everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I did a video on my full portfolio update. So today we are diving deep into all my holdings and there's a lot to cover. My portfolio is currently at $203,000, slightly down with the recent market pullback. The Nasdaq has dropped over 5.5% and the S&P is down over 2% in February 2025. But that's just part of the investing journey. I currently hold 29 stocks, a mix of high growth companies, solid dividend payers and ETFs. Over the past few weeks, I've been making strategic moves, trimming some positions, adding shares at key support levels and preparing for my next buys. Stick around as I break it all down and share my game plan moving forward. Now, let's dive into my portfolio breakdown. I own several high growth stocks and let's start with AMD. I hold 11 shares with an average cost of $112 and right now it's trading around $100, meaning I'm down over 10% on this. But I'm not worried. This is a long-term hold for me and I have a strong conviction in AMD's growth. The reason I only have 11 shares so far is that I'm waiting for a better price. Technically, AMD is a solid buy below $96 and I'll be adding more shares at my key support levels which are $96, $74 and $56. Next one we have is Amazon. I currently own 5 shares of Amazon with an average cost of $217. Currently it's trading at $212. So I'm down over 2% on this. My next buy zone for Amazon would be at $196, which is below its 200-day EMA. A great spot to add more shares. That's the price I'll be waiting for to add more shares of Amazon. Next, I have Google. I currently hold 20 shares with an average price of $169.51 and I'm up 1.7% on this. There's been a lot of buzz about Google losing its search dominance to AI models like ChatGPT and DeepSeek AI, but let's not forget, Google has massive cash reserves and has faced challenges before. It has always adapted and remained a leader, and I believe it will do the same this time. With uncertainty in the air, this could be a great buying opportunity. My key support levels for adding more shares are $161, $157 and $148. Alright, moving on to my next position, which is Arista Networks, ticker symbol ANET. I have 8 shares with an average cost of $96 and I'm down over 3.3% on this. It's trading below its 200-day EMA, but I'm staying patient and will add more if it drops to $78 and then $60. $78 is a strong support level, so I'll be watching closely for this one. The next high growth stock in my portfolio is Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO. I currently own 7 shares with an average cost of $197. If you ask me what's the best AI stock for 2025 and 2026, my answer is Broadcom. Despite recent tech volatility, Broadcom has been incredibly strong, barely pulling back. I haven't added more shares because I'm waiting for a gap fill. My target buys for Broadcom are $186 and $173. And this is the gap fill I'm talking about. Next up, I have NVDA. I currently hold 29 shares of NVIDIA with an average cost of $126.91, currently around $125. The demand for NVIDIA chips will stay strong for at least the next 2 years. So let's look at my key support levels for NVIDIA, and here they are: $114, $102 and $79. Last week, the price dropped below 200-day EMA and the investors pitched in and pushed the price back up to the 200-day EMA. So any opportunity below 200-day EMA is a golden buying opportunity for NVIDIA. Alright, let's move on to Microsoft. I currently own 17 shares of Microsoft at an average cost of $404, currently trading at $396. I've been buying at key levels as I mentioned in my previous videos. I also post my buys or sell updates in the channel community. Recently, I bought 2 shares at $400 and 3 shares at $387. My next buy levels for Microsoft are $366 and $350. Next up, we have Tesla. I currently own only 2 shares of Tesla at an average cost of $224 and I'm up over 31% on this. I haven't added more shares of Tesla even though it hit my support levels for 2 reasons. The first reason is Tesla is in a downward trend and the second reason is it's close to filling the gap at $253. I'll consider buying below $270 or if the trend shifts upward as it's a highly volatile stock. Okay, the next one in my portfolio is Lam Research, ticker symbol LRCX. I currently have 6 shares of Lam Research with an average price of $76. After strong Q3 earnings in 2024, the stock jumped from $74 to $90, but it has since pulled back. My dollar cost averaging levels are $72, $67, $57, and $46. Next one in my portfolio is Nextracker. I currently own 10 shares with an average cost of $40.70. This company is growing in double digits and had a great Q3 2024 earnings report. It's now consolidating to fill the gap in the chart. I'll add more if it dips below its 200-day moving average at $38 and then $33.50. Moving on to Snowflake, I currently hold 4 shares of Snowflake with an average price of $141.50 and I'm up over 25% on this. This is another high growth stocks with strong earnings in the last 2 quarters. My next buy targets for Snowflake are $144 and then $133. However, I doubt Snow will drop that low because super investors might scoop up shares on any pullback. I won't chase the stock, but I'll be ready to buy if I see an opportunity. Next one is Chipotle, ticker symbol CMG. I currently own 43 shares with an average cost of $58, currently down over 7%. I plan to add more shares below $50. This is a long-term hold, at least 3 to 5 years for me. So I'm not worried about short-term fluctuations. And the last growth stock is the Trade Desk, ticker symbol TTD. I currently have 12 shares with an average cost of $82, currently down over 14%. This stock has dropped 50% from its recent highs of $140. My key levels are $60 and $40. After the next earnings report, I'll decide whether to hold long-term or swing trade if it runs past $100. Alright, now let's go over the dividend stocks in my portfolio, starting with Realty Income. I currently own 50 shares with an average cost of $54.77 and I'm up over 4% on this. This stock pays monthly dividend and with a 5.49% dividend yield, it's an incredible long-term hold. I plan to add more shares if it dips below my key support levels, which are at $52 and then $51. Okay, the next dividend stock in my portfolio is Coca-Cola. I currently have 50 shares with an average cost of $62.94 and I'm up 13% on this. I bought it when it was trading below its 200-day EMA. That's a great entry point. If you are considering buying now, I suggest waiting. There's a chance it could form a double top pattern around $72 or $73, which might lead to a pullback. Coca-Cola is one of the most stable stocks, especially in uncertain markets. The next dividend stock I have is McDonald's. I currently own only 3 shares with an average price of $285. It bounced back after earnings and it's facing a resistance at $315. This is a long-term hold for me and I'll be adding in small portions if it drops below $277, $265 and then $246. Alright, the next one is LTC Properties, ticker symbol LTC. I currently hold 70 shares with an average cost of $33.95. This stock offers 6.5% dividend yield and monthly payouts, which is great for passive income. It's still trading below its 200-day EMA, making it an attractive buy. If it drops further, I'll be adding more at $33, $31.3 and then $30. The next dividend stock I have is Johnson & Johnson. I currently own 10 shares with an average cost of $142 and I'm up over 16% on this. This was a perfectly timed entry as I bought it at its 52-week low when super investors were loading up. This stock has strong resistance at $166, but if it breaks above, I see it heading to $173 and then $180. I won't be adding now, but if it ever dips back to $140 or $133 or even $118, I'll be buying more. It also has a solid 3% dividend yield. Alright, the next one is Target. I currently have 7 shares with an average price of $128.86, currently down over 3% on this. Target's earnings are coming up next, so I'll be watching closely. My next buy zones for Target are $120 and $106. Next one in my portfolio is CSX. This is a railroad company. isn't a flashy pick, but it provides stability. I own 47 shares with an average cost of $33 and I'm down over 4% on this. I don't expect massive gains, but railroad stocks hold steady in bear markets while still paying dividends. And currently it does pay a dividend yield of 1.5%. And the next one I have is Hershey's, ticker symbol HSY. I currently hold 10 shares with an average cost of $162 and I'm up over 6% on this. I'll only consider adding more if it drops below $152, though I don't see that happening anytime soon. On the upside, I expect it to break above $200, where I'll decide whether to take profits or hold for dividends. And the next one I have is BJ's. I currently have only one share with an average price of $85, but I'm watching for a dip closer to its 200-day EMA before adding. Key levels I'll be watching are $91 and then $84. That wraps up all the dividend stocks in my portfolio. Now let's take a look at the ETFs I'm holding. Starting with SCHG, which is the Schwab US Growth ETF. I currently own 121 shares with an average price of $27.23. I plan to buy more if it drops below its 200-day EMA, and the key support levels I'm watching are $26.5, $25.5, $24 and $22. And the next one I have is SCHD, which is the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. I currently have 158 shares with an average cost of $27.80. My buy zones for SCHD are $27.5, $27, $26.2 and then $25.5. And then we have JQQQ, which is the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, a new addition to my portfolio. This ETF has been on my watch list for a while, mainly because of its 10% dividend yield and monthly payouts, which is a great bonus. I currently have only 30 shares with an average price of $56, and my next buy targets for JQQQ are $54, $51 and $50.4. Moving on to AMDY, this is a yield max ETF for AMD stock. I currently hold 200 shares with an average price of $9.7. Since this is tied to AMD's performance, I expect it to rebound as AMD recovers. It also offers a massive yield of over 100%. And last month alone, I earned $76 in dividends from AMDY. However, this is a short-term hold for me, so I'm not reinvesting those dividends. Next up is TQQQ. This is a 3x leveraged ETF for Nasdaq index. I currently hold 16 shares with an average cost of $76.32. Since this ETF moves 3 times the Nasdaq's movement, it's strictly a swing trade for me. My plan is simple: buy low and sell at the highs. And then we have IBIT. This is a Bitcoin Trust ETF. I currently own 7 shares with an average price of $43.43 and I'm up over 10% on this. If it drops below its 200-day EMA at $42, I'll add more, and with additional support levels at $34 and then $31.40. Finally, my current swing trade position is UPS. I made a full video breaking down why I'm trading UPS, but in short, I currently own 10 shares with an average cost of $116 and I'm up over 2.5% on this. My target for UPS is $123 and I still believe it's achievable in the next week or two. And that's my entire portfolio. Let me know in the comments below. What should I be adding more or trim down? Also, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on my trades and investing journey. Thanks for watching.